Hello, me lords and ladies, and welcome to another episode of our City of Ash. If you watched the Monday video, you know that it was some terrain. Now we're moving on to some gutter runners. This is your basic gutter runner. First off, I want to say thank you to all my YouTube members. You guys are absolutely amazing. You will get early access to this on Sunday evening for the week. This will be the Wednesday video. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, or if you're returning and haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that right now, or not, whatever. Fairly easy video, but without further ado, let's go. All right, after building your miniature, this box didn't take that long. Not compared to that Armageddon box that took an Armageddon amount of time to put together. This one's pretty easy. So what we did is we built our miniature, and then we put some Stirland Mud down, and then we spray painted it in black, and then white from above. For our first contrast paint that we're using, we're going to be doing some Wyldwood mixed with a little bit of Lamia medium, and we're putting this all over the rat's skin, or the gutter runner skin. So the hands, the feet, the legs, and whatnot. If you get it onto any other stuff, most every other color that we're doing is very dark, except for yeah, everything's pretty dark, so you kind of do it very liberally on this thing. For our cloak, we're going to be using some Black Templar, and if you watch any of my videos, you know that there's a big difference between Black Templar and Black Legion. Black Legion is very dark. It's very black, where Black Templar is opaque. Obviously, you're still going to see that it is dark colored black, but it is has that white that sticks through, and it gives you that natural highlight where you don't need to do a whole lot, especially like on robes or cloaks or anything like that. It is a very good color for doing like that. So for this instance, be cognizant, as you can just tell that I just got it all over those wraps around the legs, so just be careful of that, because it is hard to paint over this. So it's going to be going on the cloak itself, front and back, legs, all that sort of stuff. All right, next we're going to be doing all those wraps that we had tried to paint around with some skeleton horde. Don't worry, it's very light. We're going to go over it with wash here later. But be cognizant of the wraps, and then obviously you got to get the wraps that are on the tail as well. So just do those, and then we'll move on. Only a couple more base colors left. For our belt, we're switching to a smaller brush, and we are painting that belt with Cygor Brown straight out of the pot. It is very glumpy, but you don't see much of that belt anyways. It's kind of blended in with that black. That black cape's looking pretty good, if you ask me. For our tail, if you've been watching any of our rat stuff, or Skaven, I should say, we're going Volupus Pink. Just be careful on those wraps around the tail. Take your time on those areas, and then speed it up everywhere else. Once you're done with that, the face mask of our gutter runner, we're going to be doing some Sigvald Burgandy on there. So again, be careful with this. It is easy to get on the skin, so take a smaller brush and just very gently put that on there. Coming down to our last two base colors. We are doing Iron Warriors to start it off. And we're doing our little tri ninja star thing, and then we were doing our sword as well. So get those real quick. And then we're going to be doing some Runelord Brass onto the little knee things and the chest piece, and then one on the back side on the belt as well. And that should do it for all of our base colors, and we will be moving on to the wash phase here in a second. All right, for our washes, we're just going to be doing 2 of them. And for the metallics, we're going to be doing some Nulin Oil, obviously. And then we're going to be moving on to some Agrax Earthshade. Now we're putting this all over our skin and the wraps and then the Runelord Brass areas as well. Just be a little careful on that tail, obviously. You don't want to get that all over the place. Now, you'll notice that we did not paint the toenails or the nails that you can see with the base color. We're just going to do a quick highlight on those once we're done with basically everything else. This Aggaros Earthshade really gives it the depth to the skin and then to the wraps as well. Since that skeleton horde is very light, this definitely adds to it a lot. All right, once your wash or washes are completely dry, we'll start with some highlights. For the tail, we're just painting over those little rivets in the tail with some pink horror. And we're not getting anything into the recesses. We're literally just going over and doing a 360 around the entire tail and just hitting those up with pink horror, adding that depth. Once you're satisfied with your tail, we are going to be doing the skin with a little bit of Baneblade Brown. Now, we're not going crazy on this. We're just kind of getting some of those bigger areas, like on the bicep, the hands, the fingers, the ear that is sticking out, the ankles, the shins, not the shins, the heel, I should say, and just kind of hitting any area that the sunlight would hit. Again, we're not going too crazy with it. We don't want to overdo it. We just want to add a little bit of depth to it. Now, this step might not be completely necessary, depending on how much of that white stuck through, but it does add a lot of depth to it, in my opinion. I'm basically just going over all the raised areas with some Dawnstone, even though this shot that you're looking at is very blurred because I had to get my face right in there to make sure I didn't mess up those lines. And we're just kind of going around a lot of those areas and added some depth. It does make it look a lot better, in my opinion, but it is up to you. For the face mask, we're just going to do a quick little highlight of Screamer Pink. It's almost the same color as Sigvald Burgandy. It just makes it a little bit more smooth. We're not getting anything into the recesses. We're just getting over those top little areas and smoothing out that pink that we originally put on. For our metallics, we're just going to do a quick highlight of Leadbelcher. We don't want to overdo it. We're just kind of getting those blades a little bit, the end portion of that little knife, and we're just painting over basically everything to give it that bright metallic look. Now, like I had mentioned earlier, we're just going to paint those little toenails and whatever nails you can see on the hands with some Screaming Skull. Should we have gone with a base color to begin with of like Morghast Bone? Probably. But for some reason, I always forget to do that on Skaven. I don't know why. I have no idea. And then for the eye, we're just going to do a little bit of gray Seer real quick. Be very careful with this. All right, moving on to the base, there's just a couple little things. The little grass thing that our gut runner is standing on. We're going to do a little bit of Militarium Green on there. You could do whatever color you would want, but that's what I did. And then for the base itself, we're going to be doing some Aggaros Dunes. And then your favorite part of painting the miniature, because it means you're done, is the rim of the base. And I am doing mine in Abaddon Black. I also did put a dead brush tuft down, but that's it's up to you. If you want to do that type of basing, to me is the easiest, and it looks decent. So, yeah, that's it. That's all she wrote. Pretty simple. Nothing too crazy. Didn't take crazy amount of time. And, I mean, we do have a lot of them to paint. One thing with Skaven is there are Horde armies, so there is 8 million of them, just like orcs. Oh, and those other goblins and everything else. I love painting them. There's just so many of them. All right, so we have more Cities of Ash coming up. Lots of more Warhammer, Aeon Trespass Odyssey, Chronicles of Drunagar. Obviously, we have a bunch of stuff. And try and grind through all of these. So, again, I want to say thank you to all my YouTube members. Anybody who watches this, can't thank you guys enough. But I'll see you on the next one. I love you all. Paint on.